This is Shaun Brown for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, joined today by Mark Chamberlain. Mark, how's things?
Yeah, good. Thanks. Yourself?
Yeah, ticking over. Mark, thank you. You had another impressive win on Friday night. Your
Saturday.
Sorry, beg your pardon. Your thoughts on that short but impressive win?
To be honest, it was a bit of a shock because although Jordan Ellison, people say he's a journeyman and whatever, you look at his record. But actually, if you know your boxing, his record speaks for itself because he might have had 45, 46 fights, but he's only been stopped 6 times. And if you look who stopped him, one of them's like on British level and one of them's like world level. So, and you got obviously prospects that have stopped him as well, but it is literally within the middle of the fight, if you know what I mean, whereas none of them's ever done it in the first round. So I think I'm slowly getting there, if you know what I mean. To do it in the first round, I must be doing something right.
With that being such a short win, would you be hoping to get back out basically ASAP?
Yeah, 1,000,000%. Literally just before I joined you, I was in another interview and I got asked the same question. And I spoke to Frank directly. I got out of the ring, and he just said to me, "Look, like great performance." Said, "I want to keep you active. I want to get you out again in 4 or 5 weeks' time." So literally just got back off of a run now. I was straight back in the gym yesterday, so I'm ready for that phone call now.
I spoke to Frank earlier today about those 2 shows on Friday and Saturday, and obviously he's got high hopes for you, Mark. And he said that he would like you just to get a couple of more fights before maybe taking that step. Is that something that you agree with, or do you want to move now?
Yeah. No, I agree with him. Obviously, Frank's the boss and Frank knows his boxing. Obviously, I'm 22 years old, so I'm only young. I've had 8 fights. So there is no rush. I mean, I've got years left in me. And like John Fury, so I don't know if you see him say what he said, but if you've got the right team around you and I'm guided in the right direction, there's a future world champion. Now, I know I've got a good team around me and there is no rush. So I just take it as it comes and just do what I've got to do and keep doing what I'm doing.
Now, you've had 8 fights, as you said. Even though it has only been the 8, how would you assess your progress so far?
To be honest, I think Saturday, but I know there wasn't much of a performance to watch, but just from the few things I was doing from my last fight out, I'd done 8 rounds and they were 8 good rounds. And there was a few things we had to work on in the gym, and we went back in the gym, we worked on them, and straight away what I'd worked on, I was doing in the gym. I'd done in the ring on Saturday night, and it was to do with like footwork, hands high, and like slipping and whatever, and dipping. And obviously I slipped and dipped and I threw and I caught him lovely with a body shot. So we're doing something right. We're heading in the right direction.
And getting 2 fights last year, obviously, I think for any fighter to get out last year was a bonus. You fought,
1,000,000%.
You fought twice.
The
actual year itself, overall, did COVID impact you, or did you just kind of get on with business as normal?
To be honest, the very first start of the lockdown, I don't think anyone knew what was going to happen. With gyms being completely shut and boxing being paused, no one knew what was happening. So luckily, I just kept doing my runs every other day. So I kept half fit. And then when they said you could do a little bit, I think outside or whatever, I was doing a bit of pad work with my trainer. And then as the lockdown went on, I think they said that they could open up the gyms for like professionals and elite amateurs or something like that. So we were straight back in the gym. obviously I had my first lockdown fight, I think it was in July. And then I boxed again in October.
Yeah.
And then I boxed obviously Saturday night. Now I've boxed 3 times in this pandemic, and obviously I'm grateful for it, and I can't thank Frank Warren enough for making that happen, you know.
And I would assume, obviously, as things slowly go back to some sort of normality, you would be hoping to get back out maybe another 3-4 times again this year.
Well, yeah, providing obviously I know the lockdown shows and whatever, and there's other boys out there that need to box.
Yeah.
Which is no one's fault at all. But yeah, I am contracted to 5 fights a year. So when things get back to normal and we can have that like crowd and whatever, yeah, 5 fights. That's what we've agreed on, and that's the contract. So yeah, I mean, can't wait for it to get back to normal, really, and be even more active. But I've been out 3 times this year, so I'm grateful for that. So yeah.
Now, on the BT broadcasts, they were doing a kind of short promo on some of what they regarded as Queensberry's hot prospects. So you had guys like David Adelaide, Denzel Bentley, Dennis McCann, and Willie Hutchison as well. Now, obviously, Hutchison got beat to the surprise of many. And I spoke to Frank about that. And obviously, he doesn't make the promos, but I think there would be an argument from me and for many that you are also one of Frank's hot prospects as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think the lockdown has but changed boxing, because you wouldn't, obviously they can't fly foreigners over or whatever. So it's Brit versus Brit, if you know what I mean. And 9 times out of 10, everyone in Britain is going to be a prospect, aren't they? Or someone that's been there and done it. And you either fight them or you don't fight. And like you say, Willie was unlucky on Saturday night to get caught, but he was against a good opponent. So it's just what happens in boxing. It's a matter of one punch, and it proves that. So
now, I think it's perhaps safe to say that you're maybe right on the outskirts of the top 10 in the UK.
Yeah.
For some, they may even have you in the top 10. So that
I
would
think
mean,
I'm 11.
Yeah, with Boxrec. So I mean, it's it's looking like that step up is going to happen soon. Do you have any fight in mind that floats your boat, or do you just want to play it by ear and, as the cliche says, one fight at a time?
Like I say, Frank's the boss. I mean, he knows when's right and who's right when to fight, and I just take it as it comes. You know what I mean? That there isn't no names that I'm going to go shouting for just yet, but I'm getting there. So we'll just see what happens and who they put in front of me. If you can both agree on the terms, I suppose, and everyone's happy, then the fight gets made. It's as simple as that.
And when you speak to any fighter, obviously the end game, the long-term goal, is to become world champion. There are some who reach British level, European, and extremely satisfied with that. What about you? Is domestic level something that you see as a stepping stone?
Like I always say to people, that you can never overlook anyone, whether they're a journeyman or a prospect. You can never ever say, he's all right, he's had 40 fights and only won 10. It's not like that. That they can always hit you and hurt you and change a fight. It was proved the weekend. I don't know the fella's name, but I was in the changing room. Big 6'6" bloke. He got knocked out on his debut.
Yeah.
And your debut is your main fight you want to win, isn't it? To prove yourself. Because you only get one debut. Now, he was unlucky and got caught with a shot and got put down. But yeah, no, I hope one day to be world champion. I think if you ask a boxer and they say they don't, then what is the point? Do you know what I mean? Like, I've been doing it since I was 6 years old, so I'm hoping that I can get to world level. Be great, and it'd be a good dream come true. If your dreams don't scare you, then you're not dreaming right, are you?
And would it be safe to say that, given the fact that you are how old? 22?
22, yeah.
I mean, you're obviously still got a bit of time to kind of fill out as well.
Yeah.
That we can maybe.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna
10
fill out, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can move to
But
10 stone and maybe even welterweight.
yeah, but who knows? Obviously, I'm just shy of 6 foot, so
Yeah.
for a lightweight, that's tall.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm making the weight comfortable. So at the minute, as we stand, I will be staying as I am. But in a year's time, I might go that way. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
And just one more thing to ask you, Mark.
Yeah.
Being a lightweight, obviously at the moment you're dubbed a prospect, but on the world scene, we have the names of Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia, Lomachenko, Lopez, and we are being fed this title of 4 kings, but they don't seem to be actually fighting each other, bar Lopez, who fought Lomachenko. What do you think of that quartet and their apparent refusal to fight each other, or maybe it just comes down to too much money and too much ego?
Yeah, look, well, boxing's a business, as you know, and at that level, there is obviously a lot of money involved, and it's not just like making a phone call saying to Lomachenko, "Do you want to fight Tank?" It's not as easy as that, is it? They've probably got to negotiate on it. I don't know. It might take days, it could take weeks, it could take a month. Who knows? And on that level of things, everything has got to be right, and there's got to be contracts put in place. So maybe that's what's involved. I don't know, but at this level, obviously, it's not like that. So when I get there, I could tell you. I don't know.
And just on the spot, who is, would you say right now, the #1 lightweight in the world?
I like Tank. Personally, I don't think no one out there can beat him. But
it's too hard.
I'd like to see Lopez and Tank have a fight.
Great.
That would be a hell of a fight, wouldn't it?
Yeah. All right, Mark. Listen, thank you very much for your time and for speaking to Boxing Social. Have a nice day, and we'll talk soon.
No problem. Thank you, then.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.